So how did this movie star get his start? Well, surprisingly, Ryan was a pretty normal kid living in Vancouver. He even had a paper route for the Vancouver Sun, if you can believe it. I'm sure he gave a sarcastic comment every time he threw someone a paper. Years later, his wife would have this time of his life commemorated in a painting in front of his old house. In the early 90s, he started getting work as an actor for small shows like 15 and The Odyssey. Apparently, these gigs brought him around $150 a day, which young Ryan Reynolds thought made him rich. Boy, would he prove that wrong. This carried him through high school graduation, and into Quatlin College, where he had to take a job at a grocery store to get by. He did manage to start the short-lived improv troupe Yellow Snow, until he decided to drop out of college for good. This led to his big break in the sitcom Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. That show launched not only the career of Reynolds, but also Monk's Trailer Howard, Jennifer Westfeldt, and Firefly's Nathan Fillion. Apparently things got pretty wild for the cast, as Ryan Reynolds once tweeted that he woke up on a fishing boat in Mexico after a night of drinking with Fillion. And I thought my 20s were fun. While he enjoyed working in television, his movie career didn't launch until he was cast in 2002's Van Wilder. The movie would go on to make $38,275,483 worldwide on a $5 million budget despite poor reviews. The box office success and the continued success of the film when it went to video stores made Ryan a household name. This time in his life got pretty crazy. He kept getting movie jobs like Blade Trinity, Waiting, and Just Friends, while dating singer Alanis Morissette. Before you Google it, no, Reynolds wasn't who You Oughta Know was about. That was Full House's Dave Coulier. No, she wrote Torch about how much grief she felt after losing Reynolds. The two dated in 2002, got engaged in 2004, but broke it off in 2007. Apparently he's a lot better than Dave Coulier. Not that that really needed to be spelled out. During his wild single days, Reynolds purchased a home in Outpost Estates for $1.715 million. The place is so much classier than my bachelor pad was. It is a classy little place with outdoor seating and greenery everywhere. I think it looks less like a Van Wilder party house and more like a place you'd do outdoor yoga. Not what I was expecting. This ended up being a blessing and a curse. He would list this house on the market 3 different times before finally getting rid of it for $1.5 million. Right after ending things with Morissette, Reynolds started dating one of the hottest stars in Hollywood, Scarlett Johansson. This wasn't the best time for either star's career. Ryan was starring in films like The Nines, which only made $63,165 at the US box office. Meanwhile, Scarlett's The Nanny Diaries pulled in $47.7 million worldwide, though people hated the film and her performance. That didn't dampen their spirits though, because they got engaged in May of 2008 and married in September of the same year. The two would get a beautiful house in West Hollywood valued at $3.65 million. It's a gorgeous modern home with a fire pit, a fountain, and a pool. Inside is a beautiful wood interior, a home gym, and one of the best views Los Angeles has to offer. The house is full of exposed wood and art on every wall. This is exactly the kind of place 2 of the hottest actors in Hollywood should live in. It has a bar, a beautiful kitchen with its own island, and deckside seating perfect for an LA party. I think if the two had more time to spend together in that beautiful home, they may have been able to stay together. Both of their careers took off, but it kept the two from living in married bliss. 2009 was a weird year for Reynolds, with the critically loathed X-Men Origins Wolverine, which netted $373 million. That wasn't enough to erase the memory of the film's strange take on the role Reynolds had dreamed of since Blade Trinity, Deadpool. On the other end of the spectrum was his critical and commercial hit with Sandra Bullock, The Proposal. That film made $317 million on a $40 million budget. Her role in Iron Man 2 would go on to change her life, but it came at the same time her marriage to Reynolds collapsed. By July of 2011, the two were divorced. Not that either actor would be lonely for very long, mind you. In 2010, Ryan Reynolds made the best and worst choice of his acting career by signing on to play as Hal Jordan in DC's Green Lantern. The film made $219 million on a $200 million budget. Not only that, but it was one of the most critically panned films of his career. The movie was so legendarily bad that we still haven't seen a Green Lantern make a proper appearance on the big screen or small screen for over a decade. Reynolds has spent the last 10 years making fun of this choice pretty much every time he gets a chance. Honestly though, it wasn't all bad. While filming, he met actress Blake Lively, who played his love interest Carol Ferris. Lively already had a pretty successful career on her own with a leading role in the hit show Gossip Girl, and a role in 2010's The Town. The two began dating in October of 2011 and were married in September of 2012. The two got a lovely country house in Pound Ridge, New York. The 4,753 square foot, 4-bedroom, 4-bath home is worth $2,350,000. The house with its stone fences and greenery, it looks like the kind of home that you'd buy in Narnia. The couple loves to show off their family fun there, from birthday parties to puppy pics. Other rich families love to flaunt how modern and expensive their homes are. The Reynolds Lively estate, however, looks like the comfiest celebrity house of all time. The house is at the end of a winding driveway that exemplifies the privacy the couple loves so much. Still though, if I have learned anything about Ryan Reynolds, it's that he always bounces back. Reynolds had been working since his role in X-Men Origins to make his Deadpool spin-off film. The disaster that was Green Lantern destroyed any chance that the Robert Rodriguez-directed film would ever see the light of day. Then the film attracted animator Tim Miller, who put together test footage with Reynolds that sat at 20th Century Fox for years. They then leaked the footage in 2014 and the response was insane. Fans let it be known that this was the Deadpool film that they wanted. So in 2016, that dream finally became a reality. Despite its R rating, the film made a whopping $782 million on a $58 million budget. It was the 9th highest grossing film of 2016 and still stands as one of the most successful R-rated films of all time. He made a sad $2 million for the movie, but ended up a big winner in the end. Reynolds had spent his entire career dancing around becoming an A-list star, and Deadpool made sure he finally got the recognition he deserved. He went on to star in The Hitman's Bodyguard, which netted $176 million worldwide on a $69 million budget. He then made Deadpool 2, which surpassed the original with $785 million worldwide on a budget of $110 million. It was the 7th most profitable release of the year. It's rumored that Reynolds may have pulled in upwards of $40 million for the sequel. Quite the upgrade. From there, he's had several big-budget roles in films like Detective Pikachu, Hobbs & Shaw, The Croods, Six Underground, Free Guy, and Red Notice. Not only that, but Reynolds has also reinvented himself as something of a marketing genius. In 2018, Reynolds acquired the Aviation Gin Company. He took over the company's creative direction and made a series of viral videos that enhanced the brand name. Eventually, it was acquired for $610 million. He's also done marketing for his company Mint Mobile and Match.com. This has proven that even if his acting career ever failed, he'd still be able to support himself as one of the greatest marketing minds around. This is how he was able to double his net worth in the last 5 years from $75 million to $150 million. Ryan Reynolds looks to be taking a break from acting for at least a year to give Lively a chance to step into the spotlight. Still though, the sky is probably the limit for the pair. Deadpool 3 is moving ahead for Disney and he's working on adaptations of Clue and the game Dragon's Lair.